One of the most common things that my students tell me after a yoga class is, I find meditation so difficult. So if that sounds like you too, you're in good company. And yeah, meditation can be extremely challenging. In fact, I think it's more challenging than the physical poses of yoga. And if it was easy, then all of us would be walking around as super enlightened beings in a total state of bliss. And clearly in 2025, that is not the case. So today I'm going to share you some tips I share with my students around meditation. We're going to look at how to sit, and I'll give you some options for that. We'll look at how to prepare for meditation, and we'll also look at how to concentrate. And if you're wondering, wait, what even is meditation? I have a video on that as well, so check out the link above. But if you're ready to dive in, let's get started. Let's start with the basics, how to sit comfortably for meditation. We have a few different options. I personally like to sit in a cross-legged position. I would always suggest to get a cushion or a bolster and place that under your hips. When you lift your hips up higher than your knees, you can see that my hips are higher than my knees. It makes it easier to sit up with a long back, straight spine, and to sit here longer for meditation. If you feel that your knees are lifted or you're gripping a lot, you can use blocks or books or cushions, more cushions underneath your knees, so that you can relax the legs, the knees down into place. This will help you to be able to ease into the seated position rather than thinking about the position of the body, so that you can concentrate on the mind and get deeper into meditation. If a cross-legged seat isn't comfortable, you can always come to kneel. So this is on the floor. Place your knees so that they're a fist apart, and then you can either sit back on the heels or spread the heels slightly wider than your hips and sit back between the heels. It's also quite useful to have a towel under your knees, especially if you have sensitive knees, or you can straddle a bolster as well to allow your body to fully relax. Now, if sitting on the floor either isn't physically possible for you, or it's difficult to get back up, or you'd prefer not to sit on the floor, or you're not at home, you're somewhere public and you want to have a few minutes to meditate, you can always come to sit on a chair or on your sofa. So when you come to sit on your chair, you want to find a nice long back, stack some cushions behind you if possible to help you keep the spine straight, and then spread your feet just wider than hip distance apart so you have a nice strong foundation. You can rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. In any position, aim to have a long, relaxed spine. For most people, this is going to be the most comfortable position to sit in for a longer period of time. How not to sit in meditation? Lying down. It can be super tempting to lie down, especially to start off with when your back's not used to sitting in this position for a long time. But if you lie down, it's easier to fall asleep, and then you lose the benefits of meditation. So sit up if that's available to you, and it will help you to stay alert and awake. A little bit of preparation can help you enormously to get more out of your meditation practice. So here are a few tips for you. First of all, set a timer. Setting a timer gives you a clear goal for your meditation. So as you're starting to practice meditation, set a timer for 2 to 5 minutes. This will help you to keep your mind super focused. You can expand that time as you develop your practice, and then eventually you will need a timer to alert you so you don't go over your meditation time, because you start to lose all sense of time and space as you get deeper into meditation, and you have stuff to do. You need to crack on with the rest of your day. So have the timer available and set it for when you need to move on and go and enjoy your day. Second thing, take a few minutes to slow your breath. If you come to meditate without doing any breathing, you'll find that the mind is more scattered, it's busier with other thoughts going on in the day. A few minutes of deep abdominal breathing or a specific breathing practice like Savitri can help you to calm the mind and get ready for stillness and deep concentration. You'll get more out of your practice with a little bit of breath work. And finally, if you have more time available, do a little bit of yoga poses, the asanas. In fact, the asanas are designed, they were developed to prepare the body physically for meditation. They're not a workout, they're not about flexibility. They're all to prepare the body to sit longer in meditation. I'm talking about all these things in an ideal world. Of course, let's think about it practically. It's not always possible. Do whatever you can. If you only have a few minutes to show up and meditate, do that. These are just tips that will help you get deeper into your meditation on the days where you do have more time available. The first stage of meditation is concentration, and this can be the tricky part for many of us, especially when we're starting to meditate. So meditation is all about training your focus. Here are 3 techniques that can help you. Number 1, start with candle gazing. So light a candle and focus on the flame for a few minutes. Don't let your gaze wander. It's okay to blink as you look at the candle, but as you go through the practice, you'll notice that your gaze becomes longer between the blinks. Second technique, focus on your breath. Your breath is something that you always carry with you. So no matter where you're meditating, you can always focus on the breath. So follow the inhale and the exhale, make it smooth. And whenever you notice your gaze moving away from the breath, just bring your attention back to following the inhales and exhales once more. Third option, you can silently chant Om at the center of your forehead. Close your eyes and focus your awareness at the center of your forehead. And as you feel into this space, feel the word Om pulsing right at the center of the forehead. Feel the vibration of that silent sound. So what is Om? Om is a very sacred sound in the language of Sanskrit, the language of yoga. Om means the infinite reality. It's the sound of the universe. And it's a sound that many people will have heard maybe even years before they started a yoga practice. No matter which of these 3 techniques you use, anytime your mind wanders, which is totally natural, just guide your awareness back to the object that you're focusing on, whether that's Om, the breath, or the candle. So is there anything that you shouldn't concentrate on? Well, from a yogic perspective, meditation is not about concentrating on your thoughts. It's simply observing them. Meditation is about holding focus on one thing, one object. And if you can stay fully focused on one of these 3 objects for more than 2 minutes, then you're ready to move on to a longer meditation, something like a Kriya or another mantra. So if you're ready for that, check the description below or reach out to me in the comments or on Instagram. Okay, quick fire. Quick tips on how to meditate. Where should you meditate? Ideally, in the same spot every day. Practically, this isn't always possible, so just show up wherever you can to take a few minutes for yourself in meditation. When you're starting out as a new meditator, ideally choose somewhere quiet, somewhere that's not noisy. But over time, as you become a more experienced meditator, you'll be able to meditate anywhere. You could be in the middle of a mosh pit and you'll be able to meditate. When should you meditate? Ideally, at the same time every day. Hardcore yogis are going to tell you between 4 to 6 a.m. But practically for most of us, just whatever time of day works around you. It's much better to just show up at any time of the day and do it. 5 minutes. The key is consistency. So don't beat yourself up if you're not able to commit to a regular time. You're already transforming just by showing up. Who shouldn't meditate? Literally no one. Meditation is for everyone. Some of us might face some more physical or mental challenges, obstacles that we need to overcome in order to make meditation comfortable or easier. But with practice, anybody can meditate. Think of meditation in the same way you would learn a language or lift weights at the gym. The first time you do it is really hard, but every time you practice, every time you show up, it gets easier. Just remember that the journey of meditation isn't about being perfect. Nothing in life is. It's about showing up, being consistent, prioritizing yourself, even when it's difficult to. So find a comfortable seat for you. Prepare yourself in the way that best suits you. And with practice, you'll notice that it becomes less about doing meditation and simply about being. If you'd like more guidance about meditation, or if you have any questions, pop them into the comments below and check out my other videos about meditation and yoga. See you next time.